welcome back to more Fantasy Life I. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys all 103 mysterious Slate exclusive recipes. I already made a video where I turned in 999 of these mysterious slates, but I didn't actually show you all of the recipes in that video. But of course, it has been 2 months since then, so we know a lot more about the game now, such as knowing exactly how many and what those recipes are. Now, why would you be interested in getting these recipes? First of all, most of them look insanely cool, but then second of all, they are going to be one of the best tools, weapons, shields, and armor pieces in the game, giving you one of the best crafting, gathering, attack, and defense stats. If you don't yet know how to get these mysterious slates after completing the main story, after you beat shadow monsters, there's a chance that they are going to drop the slates. And once you have a bunch of those slates, you just need to talk to Edward and appraise the slates. After doing so, I have 510 right now, for example. I believe you can only turn these in batches of 10, unfortunately. So just go ahead and turn these in. Of course, I already have all of the recipes that I can get, but if you are lucky, he is going to give you some exclusive recipes. So that is how you're going to get all of the recipes I'll talk about in this video. Let's start by showing you the exclusive weapons. There's going to be 18 of them. Something you do need to know about the weapons, tools, and shields. The first exclusive recipe, the Black Dragon Sword over here, for example, you can get the base version, which is going to be notable over here, but you can also get additional recipes for the Supreme and Legendary versions. Of course, these variations of the sword are going to be a lot stronger and will also require more materials and more difficult to get materials. So keep that in mind. For the weapons, tools, and shields, you can always get 3 variations of them. So yeah, the Black Dragon Sword is one of the exclusive weapons. The Arcanite Sword over here is going to be another one. This is going to be a light element weapon, actually requiring a Treasure Grove exclusive material, the Sultan Stone. Don't look at me having 993 of those. I am a dirty item duper. And then the Dark Element Apocalypse Sword is another mysterious slate exclusive, also requiring the Sultan Stones. Up next, for the Great Sword, we only have one exclusive, and that's going to be the Dragon's Despair over here. Not really requiring any that difficult to get materials, so this is pretty good in my opinion. This should also be a Dark Element weapon. I don't know why the sword gets blessed with 3 or technically 9 different recipes that you can get for it, but the other life weapons only get 1 exclusive. And for the Hunter's Life Bow, that is going to be the Tenebrion over here. Another Dark Element weapon where even the base version of it requires 2, I guess not really Treasure Grove exclusive materials anymore, but 2 really rare materials, both dropping from the Great Dragon Tree, of course. And then finally, for the Magician, we have the Chaos Scepter, again requiring the Dragon Tree Wing and Dragon Tree Horn as base materials. That is a very expensive recipe. Also, of course, a Dark Elemental weapon. And then unfortunately, the stick, or the brand New Life, does not have a mysterious slate exclusive recipe. That would have been pretty cool, because I believe the Excalibranch over here is a light elemental weapon. I could be wrong. I have not really experienced with the brand New Life yet, but that does mean the stick does not have a Dark Element version, I believe. So it would have been a perfect opportunity giving them one with the mysterious slates, but that did unfortunately not happen. Anyways, that is all for the weapons. Let's go on to the life tools next. There's going to be 30 different recipes for the life tools, which pretty much means only 10 different ones, but yet again, these all have 3 variations to them. So you will need to get 30 different recipes from those mysterious slates. The first one over here, the Dragonbreaker, is a pickaxe, not even requiring that difficult to get materials, so a very good option if you don't want to make the off-time recipe. By the way, the mysterious slate recipes are all better than the normal off-time versions, so that is very good to know. These are literally the second strongest weapons, tools, and shields in the game. The only thing that is stronger are the true off-time recipes, but these are of course insanely difficult to craft. So yeah, the Dragonbreaker, a very good pickaxe. Up next is something that you might think is flattering to say to your significant other, but trust me, don't call them a divine hoe. This is going to be the life tool for the farmer life and requires 2 boss crop materials. So that is not something that is fun to get, but it is of course one of the best hoes in the game. But you could always just make the notable version if you don't want to spend those materials. Then for the cooking life, we have the Venus Frying Pan, also not requiring any Treasure Grove exclusive materials. You only need the mythical meat, which is a drop from the Great Chimera, so not that difficult to make, a very good option. For the Blacksmith life, we have the Great Hammer. The most difficult thing to get over here is probably the Skeletal Horn, which you can get from the Lord of Curses. For the Tailor life, we have the Shahrazad Needle. Don't ask me what Shahrazad means, I have no idea. The most difficult material over here being the Icy Claws, which drops from the Blizz Bear in the Depths B3. Then we have the Avalanche Axe for the Woodcutter life. This one requires the Dragon Tree Wing and Dragon Tree Horn again, so yeah, the Great Dragon Tree is a very valuable resource. You also need the Giant's Tree Nut, so you can get that in the Depths B3 as well. Then we have the most beautiful looking angler tool in the game, in my opinion, the Violet Rod. You yet again need some Dragon Tree materials over here and some Godfish Moss. The best way to get the Godfish Moss is by trying to spawn that area challenge in Gynomosia, or you could always try your luck buying this from the merchants in Gynomosia as well, or in the treasure groves, of course. And then the Antenna Lantern you can get from the Deep Sea Lordfish in the Depths B3. B3. For the Carpenter Life, we have the Alibaba Saw over here. This one also needs some difficult materials, but we've already covered all of them. And then we have the very badass Dragonbone Brush for the Artist Life. This one again needs some Dragon Tree wings. That is such a valuable material, as well as needing one skeletal horn. Insanely cool looking brush in my opinion. And then the final tool over here for the Alchemist Life, we have the Summer Flask. For this one, you'll need some very rare materials actually. The Ancient Core drops from the Stone Golem over at the Depths B3, but then the Evil Shard is a drop from the Lord of Death, which you can find in one of those area challenges in Gynomosia, or try your luck buying it from the merchant in Gynomosia if he has it. And then the Monster Crystal is literally a Treasure Grove exclusive material. You need to find the Crystal Behemoth in the Treasure Grove and take it down, because you can't get this item any other way, except for finding the merchant in Gynomosia and getting lucky again, of course. So that's it for the 30 life tool recipes. Again, 10 different tools, but you can get all of them in 3 variations. And then we have these shields over here. There's going to be 6 different recipes for these. Up first, we have the Arcanite Shield. You need the Monster Crystal again, so have fun getting that. And you also need the Sultan Heart, which drops from the Heart of Darkness. You can spawn this with the area challenges in Gynomosia, get it in the Treasure Groves, or try your luck out with the merchant. And then over here, the final shield already, the Apocalypse Shield. If you want to get the legendary version, you will also need to spend a Sultan Heart and an Evil Shard even. So not that easy to make this one. It does look insanely cool. So that's going to be it for the shields. Let's move on to armor pieces. Up first, we have the Apocalypse set. So that's going to be the Apocalypse Armor, the Apocalypse Boots, the Apocalypse Gauntlets, the Apocalypse Helm, and the Apocalypse Wings. I believe every single one of them requiring at least one Treasure Grove exclusive material, except for the wings apparently. This one is not even that difficult to make. By the way, the Heart of Darkness, for example, is not Treasure Grove exclusive anymore. You can spawn this with the area challenges in Gynomosia. I just like referring to them as Treasure Grove exclusive materials because that's the easiest way to describe them. It is definitely way easier getting the Rainbow Feather over here than getting the Sultan Stone. So yeah, it's not going to be easy actually making all of these pieces, but they are one of the most defensive armor sets in the game. So it's probably going to be worth your while if you actually go through the effort of making every single piece over here. Then up next, we have the Black Magic series, which has the Black Magic Boots, the Black Magic Dress, and the Black Magic Hat. Just a pretty cute looking series of armor pieces, not really requiring that difficult materials, unlike the Dark Beast armor set over here. So we have the Dark Beast clothes, the Dark Beast gloves, the Dark Beast hat, the Dark Beast scarf, and the Dark Beast shoes. The clothes over here requiring yet another Sultan Stone. The gloves only require the King's Wool as probably its rarest material, and the Giant Claws actually. Not that difficult to get, but you can't buy it in any shops. The Dark Beast hat needing some Monster Crystal. That is not going to be easy to get. The Dark Beast scarf not really requiring anything that rare, but the shoes yet again require one Sultan Stone. So the Dark Beast set compared to the Apocalypse set that we covered earlier, this one is going to be a bit better on the magic defense side, but to be honest, you're probably better off going with the Apocalypse set because that has a lot of defense and also a lot of magic defense. But you could always make these as just your vanity outfit, for example, because it does look pretty cool. Up next, we have some Demon Wings over here, not requiring any rare materials, so pretty easy to make. Then we have the Divine set, which includes the Divine Boots, the Divine Gauntlets, Divine Helm, the Divine Plate Armor, and the Divine Wings. So surprisingly, none of these actually require really rare materials. The Divine Boots don't require any at all, in my opinion. We have the Divine Gauntlets, which does need the Crystallized Scale, dropped from the Crystalline Baz in the Depths. The Divine Helm just needs the Skeletal Horn. The Divine Plate Armor just needs the Ancient Nucleus. You can get that from the Stone Golem in the Depths. And then over here, the Divine Wings just needs the, like, Golem Fragment, I guess is pretty rare. But you can, of course, grind that in that one shrine in Gynomosia. I made a video on that. One of the most easy boss items to get. So yeah, if you really want to make this set just to look like it or for its defensive purposes, it is surprisingly easy to make actually. Also, as I covered in one of my recent videos, making and then remaking the Divine Boots over and over again is one of the best ways to get blacksmithing experience. And then the final armor set over here, the Steel Beast set. This one has the Steel Beast's boots, the Steel Beast's gloves, the Steel Beast's helm, the Steel Beast's outfit, and the Steel Beast's wings. This is pretty much the same as the Dark Beast set we covered earlier, where the Dark Beast had a lot of magic defense and a little bit less defense. This one has more defense but less magic defense. Yet again, you're probably better off just going with the Apocalypse set or the Divine set even, because that just has kind of the same amount of defense and magic defense. So that is something that I prefer. But if in the like roguelike DLC, for example, they add bosses that only do physical or magical attacks and we really need some good armor pieces, you might be better off using the Steel Beast and Dark Beast armor sets. But yeah, the Steel Beast boots require the Darkstone and the Sultan Stone, which is always annoying to get. The gloves require it again, and they also require the Poseidon's Fin, something you need to get from the Poseidon Swordfish. He is spawnable over in Gynomosia with the area challenges, just like the Godfish, but it is not that easy to get, obviously. Then for the Steel Beast Helm, we need yet another Sultan Stone. The Steel Beast Beast outfit requires 2 Sultan hearts. That is even worse. And then the Steel Beast wings over here require the Dragon Tree wing. So this is really not an easy set to make. But with that, that's going to be it for the armor pieces. So let's move on to meals next, because believe it or not, there's actually going to be 2 Mysterious Slate exclusive meals. The first one over here is going to be the Dark Giant Stew. So this is going to give you plus 70 combat power for 30 seconds. But if we take a look at the materials, we need Ghost Meat and Bass of Darkness. Both are boss materials, so this is not really a good meal that you can keep making over and over again. But yeah, it does look really gross, so that's cool. And then over here, another dubious looking meal of the Sinister Seafood Bowl. This is going to give you 150 defense for 30 seconds, so that is actually really good. But you will need a Darkfish and more especially an Evil Carp that is a Treasure Grove exclusive fish apparently. So yeah, not an easy meal to make because the ingredients are quite rare, so yeah, not worth the effort in my opinion. But that is it for all of the Mysterious Slate exclusive meals, so let's move on to the final category. That's going to be objects. There's going to be 23 different objects or decorations, the first one being the Beckoning Streetlamp. This is a very cool looking street lamp and it doesn't require rare materials at all, so it's quite easy to feel like a little street on your island if you want to do that with these. Up next we have the Bed of Terror. It kind of looks like Damon would sleep in here. This does not require any rare materials either, so pretty nice. Then we have the Bench of the Chosen, another quite easy recipe to make. Then we have a pretty weird one, not fitting into the theme in my opinion, the Big Cactus. You need a cactus fish, vine bloom, and sandstone to make this. Yeah, I don't know why this is here. Up next we might have the coolest one out of all of them in my opinion, the Black Dragon painting. You only need 2 black paint, a blank canvas, and 1 darkwood lumber to make this insanely cool painting. I don't know why I haven't done so yet. Then we have the Bloodthirsty Table. You just need 3 darkwood lumber for this one. Up next, the Chair of Atonement. Only needed 2 darkwood lumber for this. And then we have something cool to place along with the Beckoning Street Lamps, the Cursed Fence over here. You need 1 sandstone and 1 magic ingot, so you can quite easily make a bunch of these. Then we have the Darkness Eating Chest, only requiring 1 Elder Darkwood log. Up next, we have something cool to decorate the inside of your house with, the Enchanted Wall. Only need 2 black paint, 2 blue paint, and 3 magic ingots. Then up next, we have the Glorious Shrub. I don't know why, but whenever I see this thing, I just need to laugh. I think it's quite funny. You need 1 rainbow paint and 1 white and black anthurium. Then we have 1 of 2 exclusive mats, the Mat of Darkness. You need 1 black wool, 1 shadow soaked hide, and 1 starry thread for this one. The Napdragon Cruiser BLK is a mount that you can make, and this is a Mysterious Slate exclusive recipe. So yeah, if you get lucky with the recipes from the Mysterious Slates, you get the, in my opinion, coolest mount in the game, which does not require rare materials at all. You just need 4 silver ingots, 2 fire mana, 1 monster hide, and 1 steel shell. The steel shell you can even buy at the Tropica Isles material shop. You can only buy a limited amount of them, I believe, but you only need 1, so you don't even need to beat any bosses. You could just buy it over there. Really, really easy to make this insanely cool mount. Then we have some more ominous decorations, such as the Nightmare Bed over here. You only need 2 darkwood lumber and 2 monster hide. The Occult Low Table needs 2 darkwood lumber. The Ominous Cabinet needs 2 darkwood lumber as well. And then of course the Otherworldly Wardrobe has to be a little difficult and needs 2 darkwood lumber as well as an Evil Shard. Wardrobes are not even used to store items in this game, but still they have to be difficult to craft. Then we have another potential bed for Damon, the Stranger's Coffin. You need 2 black paint, 2 darkwood lumber, and 1 magic ingot. We also have Damon's future grave, the Stranger's Grave. Should just be called Damon's Grave. You need 2 white paint, 1 blue paint, 2 good Mysteria Masonry, and 2 candles. That's pretty cool. I think this is the first time I saw a recipe requiring candles. And now we also know what Damon's toilet looks like. This is the Sultan's toilet. Most beautiful looking thing in this entire game. You need 2 black paint, 1 magic ingot, and of course you need 1 Sultan stone. You didn't think this was something easy to make, right? Then up next we have the Treacherous Sofa. You need 2 darkwood lumber and 1 shadow soaked hide. Pretty easy. The final mat over here, the Underworld Rug. This one needs 2 black wool, 2 shadow soaked hide, and 1 starry thread to make. And then the final recipe out of all of the Mysterious Slate exclusives, the Unsettling Stone Floor. This of course is the floor piece combo together with the Enchanted Wall we covered previously. For this one you'll need 2 black paint, 1 blue paint, and 1 magic ingot. So yeah, that is pretty much it for all of the exclusive recipes, all 103 of them. Whenever I made that video 2 months ago turning in 999 of the Mysterious Slates, I got every single one out of those 103 recipes. So if you save up to like 999 slates, or if you're lucky you might not even need that many, you should probably get every single recipe we talked about today. If you want to check out all of the recipes that I covered today, you should take a look at the Google Sheet linked in the description. You can also see every other recipe in the game there, every single one of them. Tomorrow though, which is going to be the 20th of August, we are finally going to get the 1.5.0 update. Now I don't think that is going to add any Mysterious Slates recipes, but if it's been a while since I posted this video video and you're worried that you might not have all of the recipes yet, just take a look at any update video posted after this one if you want to know if any new recipes have been added. Please let me know what your favorite recipe in this video was, and as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Not even 5% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed, so I would appreciate it a lot if you would do so. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, later. Bye.